My name is Justus Mwangangi Kingo. I come from Machakos County and I'm here in Turkana as a missionary teacher. I've been here since 2014 September and I was posted in a government school that had an issue with understaffing. So as a professional teacher, I joined in together with the rest of the teachers to address the teacher shortage. I came in here after there was a crisis here where the teachers, some of the schools were understaffed and policemen were teaching in some of the schools. Little did I know that a few years later I would be part of what God would be doing in the community. And therefore, when I came in 2014 and began working as a teacher, there were so many challenges at the time. The school still had not very many students, actually less than 200. And the number of teachers was still very low. We were only 5 at the time. And then we are here with a community that had not embraced education at all. And therefore, we had challenges from lack of support from the community in what we were doing in the school. We also had challenges with the students who had, had lost interest and were not very much motivated to learn. And it was a combination of many challenges that we were dealing with. We had issues of early marriages, truancy was the order of the day, school dropouts every now and then. And that's why now even the school attendance was never stable at any given time. And we would receive new students every term. And some of the students that we were receiving, we would only teach them for a term and they would disappear, never to be seen again. In 2021, I was introduced to the Life Ministry North Rift region team, led by Reverend Simon Andiki. And I was invited for a training in Kapenguria, where together with other missionaries from North Rift, we were introduced to the Jesus Film Ministry. Through the GCRT training, we were privileged to learn how the Jesus Film Show and many other programs in Life Ministry were making impact in Kenya and beyond. After the GCRT training in Kapenguria, I came back to Namuruput with the Jesus Film kit. I introduced members of our church to this wonderful ministry. I recruited those who were willing for the training that I did 3 times. I practically helped them to appreciate the impact the Jesus Film Ministry was making in other places. I also helped them to see the opportunities that we had in our community if we embraced this ministry.
Tulianza kujua Jesus Film kutoka kwa mwenzetu mmoja, mwalimu Justus Mwangangi, ndiye alituelezea ya kuwa kuna ministry inaitwa Live Ministry. Fanya kazi na makanisa na sana inawasaidia kanisa, inawasaidia watu wajue neno la Mungu, na wakati alipojua hiyo ujumbe, wakati alipotuletea hiyo ujumbe, alikuja hapa kwetu na Morbus na akatuongelesha sisi tukiwa kamati ya kanisa, akatuambia kuna ujumbe mzuri ambayo nawaletea, ambayo itawasaidia kuwapeleka injili ya Mungu kila mahali, ndio watu waokoke, wafuate Yesu. Kutoka hapo tukaendelea kufanya kazi kwa vijiji yetu ambayo iko mbali kabisa, ambayo haijafikiwa kwa muda, iko mbali sana karibu na msitu. So tukatumia hiyo film yenye tuliletewa na mwalimu Justus. Tukatumia hiyo film tukaenezea injili kwa vijiji. Kwa hiyo maneno yenye tulikuwa tunafanya yote, tulifikia watu 2,000 350. Hawa ndio watu tuliwafikia. 304 wakakubali Yesu kuwa mkombozi wao, na tukawabatiza kutumia maji.
We have classes for baptism still ongoing in many villages, and we trust God that by the end of this year and even as we enter next year, the numbers of people that have had an opportunity to just watch Jesus' film, dedicate their lives to Jesus, being discipled and baptized, will have hit 500 souls by the end of this year. One of the challenges that we always have to deal with every time we are planning for a show is mobility. Our community, the way our people live, they live scattered in villages that are far away from each other. And whenever we want to go for a show, it is usually the aspect of movement that takes up even most of our resources, which we have to raise ourselves. For instance, a liter of petrol here goes for 300 shillings. And when we are planning for a show that is, let's say 20, 30 kilometers away, to and fro and maybe 2 or 3 bikes, we will spend closer to 3, if not 4,000 on fuel alone. The other budget that we're going to raise on food is just a minor part of the budget. And therefore you find sometimes we have many requests, many villages that would want us to go and visit and maybe give them an opportunity to have the show in their village. But we have such a request that some of them have not been implemented because of the distance. And this is because of the cost implication and the challenge of mobility. So you find we are willing, my people are willing, and because of other family commitments, and noting that most of them are not employed and they're just dedicated and committed to the work. So minus mobility, sometimes it becomes a challenge. So, and I believe that if we got a way in which would have this team, because already we have a team that is already ready to go, and with the only challenge being mobility for now. If we got a way, like for instance, we would get motorbikes or any form of mobility that we are able to sustain, because I think a motorbike is practical, because in the team we have people who are able to ride. In the team we have people who know how to operate the machine. So this means that even with one bike, a show is complete. We can only raise the fuel, which will not become a big issue to us. Consequently, if we have to use border, the guys who usually charge for transport here, the charges are very high because of the cost of fuel. And therefore it has put us in a position not able to execute a show many times because of the challenge of mobility. The task at hand right now is having the over 30 fellowships in the villages into new church plants. These fellowships have been as a result of the shows that we've been doing with my team. And even as we think of increasing our reach to other villages beyond where we have reached, my prayer, and I believe by God's help, this will turn out to be multiplying churches that will impact villages beyond. Therefore, with the help of the local team and the capacity building through our partners, Life Ministry Kenya, CITAM and other partners, I hope and believe that this will impact the community, that will bring the transformation that lasts for God's glory. Amen.